I have the task of closing out this event with some thoughts on what we need to do now. Now that we know that Flash Mobile is hitting momentum after this weekend. And the question is, for all of you in the room, do you see your future right now? Because, you see, here's what I can tell you, is that it's going to take a non-negotiable attitude for you to get the maximum amount out of this opportunity. You heard Greg give you incredible information today on the past of ACN and the present, but more importantly, the future, and what it means to those that are here today. We have an opportunity to positively impact the people that mean the most to us in our lives. In the last 7 months, literally, the last 28 months, believe it or not, I've come to know this beautiful country and its beautiful people. And I have fallen in love with your culture, with your tradition, and with your love of family and your love for one another. I have never seen anything like it before anywhere else around the world in ACN, and I have been around the world with ACN. I started in the United States. I then went to Europe. We then moved and expanded into Asia and Asia Pacific. I was there every step of the way with this company, but I have never seen anything like I have seen in you since I've been here in Mexico. So the very first thing that we need to understand is that you don't need permission from anyone else about what you choose to do with your life. Don't let other people's opinions of what they think you should do form and shape your reality. You decide what you do. People don't understand the situation and circumstances that you may find yourself in. They don't know about the quiet conversations that you've had with your wife or husband and your family about how things need to get better. So what do? Here's what I've observed. You say, there's pretty limited options here. And you heard from Greg today share a nugget with me when we were traveling over from the United States here to Mexico. He says, you know, there can be great value when you have no options. And so what have you decided to do with limited options? Here's what you've taught me. Be happy right where you are. That's what you've taught me. You are a happy people. The world could learn a lot from looking at the people in Mexico and how they love one another despite the circumstances. But now you have a blessing. Now you have a gift from above. And you need to exercise this gift, this blessing. And it's either you feel it, you don't feel it in your mind. It resides in your belly. It's a feeling that you don't get often in life. It just feels right. And I want to tell you something, folks. 99% of the time, if it feels right, it usually is right. Isn't it? We have a responsibility and an obligation to represent your family, to represent yourself as a professional to represent what you stand for and share it with people that need a better quality of life. You see, truthfully, folks, the reason why I am so passionate about this company and what we do is because it isn't about telecommunications. It isn't about all of the services we market around the world. But what it is about is helping people live better lives through believing in themselves, through the belief that they were put here to be somebody, to stand for something, and to make a difference and an impact in this world. That's who you are. You are an impact player, and you are a difference maker from this day forward. So not only are you non-negotiable about where you are positioned, you need to carry with you a fanatical belief that the direction of this company is secure, because today you have met the reason why my family's future and your family's future is secure, because of the leadership represented by our president and co-founder, Mr. Greg Provenzano. There are companies that come in Mexico. They come in here all the time. And they talk about what they're going to do. And their message is no different than every direct selling network marketing company that's already here. Their product will do this. Their product will do that. They'll feel this. They'll feel that. Everyone is saying the same thing. But let me declare to you today, no one can say what we say. No one. We are Flash Mobile, the first ever social mobile network. No one can say what we say. No one can say that they do what we do. No one has ever attempted to do this before as a network marketing company. I have a belief that looking out from this stage, I see the future superstars, not of Latin America, but of the entire world of ACN. What do you see? You see, I have faith as a Christian. I have a faith in my Creator. And in the Bible it says, faith is the confident assurance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And I believe that most people operate their life, I'll see it when I believe it. Faith says, I believe it, therefore I see it. And I see the future I have from the faith that I believe. You have to understand, you are going to be a senior vice president well in advance of you being qualified to do it by how you believe yourself to be in the future. What happens first? The promotion or the thought? It's how you think. It's how you believe in the company, the industry, and the belief in yourself. I am telling you, we have great trainers, not just this morning. We are doing this all over again in the afternoon, and we are videotaping this entire event and all of the trainings. And in the beginning, many years ago, I wondered to myself, how in the world can I earn that kind of money coming from a senior vice president and Circle of Champion member and a regional vice president? How could I earn that money? And here's what I discovered. They had a certain way of thinking. Successful people think differently. Their patterns of thinking are different than people that are not successful and not successful financially. They think differently. What else is true about successful people? When successful people see the flash mobile opportunity, they eliminate things that are less worthy in their schedule, because the profile of a successful person is they always want to make the most efficient and effective use of their time. Isn't that true of successful people? So when they see residual income on a service that they're going to use for the rest of their life, they cannot live without it, and they got to pay for it every month. What makes more sense to you, to them, and to anyone that sees this opportunity? As a matter of fact, I have used one adjective globally to describe this opportunity. One word, and it's a universal word that's understood in every country and in every area around the world. And the word that I describe ACN and Flash Mobile, it's just sexy. Isn't it? Is it or is it not? I mean, the only thing I needed to know, was it legal 24 years ago, what they were doing? I just needed to know that I wasn't going to build upon a false expectation. I needed to make sure that if I did my job, would this company ACN do their job? Well, not only did they do their job, they have far surpassed anyone's wildest expectations in being the kind of company that is an enduring company, a company of endurability, a company that will be here for generations to come, beyond the life of the co-founders. How do you feel about your future now? To know that you're building on solid ground. You're building on a track record of success that cannot be denied, and it cannot be defeated. Next thing that we need to have is not just a non-negotiable attitude of fanatical belief in yourself, the company, and your life, but you need to have an irrevocable commitment. Commitment is doing the thing that you said you were going to do long after the mood that you set it in has left you. It's follow-through to completion on the decision that you have made. It is saying, I will finish, because I want you to understand, many of us in the room didn't start well, but I got some good news today. It doesn't matter how you start. It just matters how well you finish. We need to finish well. I am telling you, just in the 28 months that I've been here, I've met some remarkable people. And I want you to know, on a personal level, you have impacted my life. I've had many private conversations with the co-founders about my assignment to Latin America. And I refuse to have any discussions of any other territory if it doesn't have something to do with Mexico and Latin America. I am sold out to all of you for the next 5 years, because in 5 years, we're going to have so much massive success, you won't need me anymore. But I'm going to give you 5 years. I'm going to ask you to follow through with the decisions that you made. And whatever you do, Whatever it is that you do, don't you dare quit. Don't you dare. I want you to know that we've met a lot of people that quit a lot of stuff. Isn't that true? They don't have that commitment, that follow through. They don't know how to finish. I had a friend of mine say to me, Larry, I'm so tired of starting all over again. I'm so tired of this. I just hate starting over and over again. I said, well, then why don't you stop quitting everything you do? Let me explain something else to you, and it may not be something that you realize. When you quit, I want you to know your children are watching you. Because if you're quitting everything that you've attempted, you're probably raising a household of future quitters. But when they see mom excited and dad excited and the family excited and you follow through and they see the downs that you've had and they see the ups that you've had, the ups and the downs, and you've established an emotional maturity about your ups and downs, they see that there's going to be struggle. And my mentor said to me a long time ago, don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. Don't seek less challenges, develop more skill. I want you to know that I can't give you the fourth thing. If I could bottle it, put it in a bottle, and give it to every one of you, I absolutely would, but I just can't. Non-negotiable attitude, fanatical belief, irrevocable desire, no escape clause, no way out, burn the ships. You either make it or you die. But the fourth one, you got to have a passionate desire. I can't will it for you. I can't want it more than you want it. You've got to want it. It's got to be parked in your heart. It has to take residence in your heart. Do you feel it? Yes or no? Well, they need to see your attitude, not mine. They need to see your belief, not mine. They need to see your commitment, not mine. And they need to see your desire to get out of your situation. And they see that you're going to think differently. You're going to walk a little differently. You're going to absolutely speak a little differently. Because you're going to speak the language of the profession of what we do. Isn't it funny that you say that you're serious about something or someone else says it to you, and in the first 10 seconds they start talking to you, you know they have no idea what they're talking about. Anybody meet any of these people? On the other hand, you ever talk to somebody and in the first 10 seconds they start talking, you know they own what they do. They are absolute professionals. So the question really is, who do you want to be? Do you want to be a professional or do you want to be an amateur? A professional. And so when I met the people that I met 30 years ago, I simply said to myself, I want to earn like that. But I understood that they had different levels of thinking. I knew I needed to think like that so I could live like that and subsequently earn like that. I'll never forget the meeting, the first big meeting I was in. It was a little bit bigger than this. I was in New Orleans, Louisiana. And I was listening to three speakers. One was a elementary school teacher. She was making over $1 million a year in 1988. That's a lot of money here today. Anywhere in the world, that's a lot of money. But an elementary school teacher? Really? Seriously? She did a pretty good training. The next person was a tuna fish boat salesman, tuna fish boat captain. He was a carpenter as well. And he had a southern accent. I didn't understand half the words he said. And his jokes were stupid. Making over $2 million a year. And when he left the stage, I had one thought in my mind. You know what my thought was? If he can do it, I can do it. And the third person I heard from was really sharp. He was a former waiter. He was making over $3 million a year. Now, there's another company at another time. But he gave a presentation that I remember to this day. He was a former waiter. And I went home and I was smart enough to have a recorder next to me in my seat. It was this big. That usually gets a lot more laughs in other rooms that I say that to. The recorder, the tape recorder. I recorded all the trainings. And I played and rewind these trainings when I went back to my hometown in Baltimore, Maryland. Play and rewind, play and rewind, play and rewind, play. Play and rewind, play and rewind, play and rewind. I got it. I can't wait to present to people today. I can't wait for someone to tell me that this doesn't work. I can't wait for people to say, this is a pyramid. I can't wait. Now, here's what I will tell you today. Today, I and many other people that respect this industry of network marketing, in the direct selling industry as well, are professionals in this industry. We honor and dignify what we do. But here's the great news for all of you. I had a first day, I had a first week, I had a first month, and I had a first year. And there was a beginning, and then there's now. And I am telling you, every single one of you can be the very best that ACN and Flash requires in you, and your best is good enough to be a senior vice president. Now, I have been to over 25 cities in your beautiful country, and I'm not done yet. We still need to hit all the border towns in Mexico, and we still need to hit other cities where obviously new leadership emerges and rises up and wants to be represented by Flash Mobile and the company. I want you to know, I leave you with this thought. What are you going to do from here right now? Let's have a call to action. Here is the call to action I'm going to ask all of you today. You must, in the next 7 days, and I'm talking about each and every one of you, not leaving one person out in this room, you need to be convincing enough. You need to be persistent enough. You need to talk to enough people that you get enough decisions that simply have 2 new brand leaders in your business. Not this month. I am telling you, we need to operate from a sense of urgency. You need to get people the information and have enough activity that by the end of the next 7 days, you have 2 new brand leaders level 1 to you. Is that good? Can we do it? Can we do it? So my final thought for all of you, my final thought is a thought that my mentor, Jim Rohn, said to me many years ago. He said, if you want things to change, you need to change. If you want things to get better, guess what? You're the one that's going to have to get better. And you can't get to where you want to go by remaining who you currently are. If you want to be a senior vice president, you need to become the person that deserves all of the riches of a senior vice president. But the good news is, it's only a matter of time and hard work and a consistency of effort. God bless you, everyone. I will see many of you in Los Cabos. I will see you somewhere in Mexico. Let's thank all the people that trained today. God bless you. We'll see you again.
Flash Mobile. Eres tú, somos todos.